It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Dog. Thanks for being with us today. I have the lovely Megan back with me today, and it's important that Megan is here because it is the last Wednesday of March. March has been International Women's Month, and occasionally throughout the month we have been featuring female musicians, and we wanted to take this one last opportunity for a Woman Wednesday in March. We will continue with Woman Wednesdays occasionally throughout the year, but especially important during March, and we wanted to feature a rocker, a real rock and roll lady, and we had a lot of choices to choose from, but we decided to take a look at some music from Joan Jett, and we are happy that you are with us. So we're going to be looking at a couple of her most iconic hits. I Love Rock and Roll and I Hate Myself for Loving You. I have heard these, okay? But I've never paid attention to them more than just kind of being at a party and it being fun music to have around. But it's that type of thing. What's the story behind them? What makes it tick? And let's enjoy these and celebrate these classic rock and roll songs. So first, a little bit about Joan herself. At the age of 16, in 1975, she co-founded the Runaways, which was the all-female hard rock group. I think they did some punk music as well. They opened
they're awesome.
For Cheap Trick. They opened for the Ramones. They played with Van Halen. They played with a bunch of folks throughout the late 70s. Yeah. They broke up in 1979, and then Joan started her solo career. She put out a solo album in 1980 before forming and getting together with the Blackhearts, and it's known as Joan Jett, right? And the Blackhearts, and it's been that way ever since. And fast forward, several years later, she is a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee.
Yeah, she is
in 2015. But here's the rub. As of this year, as of 2023, she is one of only 19 women currently in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, that's got to change.
That shall change, right? So it's oh, times they are a change, but that's a different tune, y'all. Let's take a look at I Love Rock and Roll. So this one was originally written and recorded by a band called the Arrows, and they were based out of London.
I didn't know that.
And that version came out in 1975. So Joan, while she is on tour with her band, right, with the Runaways, she sees the Arrows performing this on television, and she's like, "That's a good song. We should do that song. I think we should do that song." And she started putting it in her live shows. Cool. And fast forward through the Runaways, and then through her first album, it becomes the title and lead track of her second album, which would be her second album, right? But her first with the Blackhearts. And I Love Rock and Roll is her highest charting song all these years, and it was even inducted. Her version of it was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2016.
I didn't know that.
There you go. So you've got Joan Jett on lead vocals and rhythm guitar. Ricky Byrd is on lead guitar and backing vocals. Gary Ryan on bass and backing vocals, and Lee Crystal is on drums and backing vocals. So just in case we need it, I've got the lyrics up in case we forget that they love rock and roll. But let's take a look. It's not that long of a song. It's only 3.5 minutes. Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll. Are we ready?
Yeah.
I think we are.
Here we go.
Here we go. So that's Bad Reputation. That's from her debut solo album.
So good.
So that's
almost did this one.
That's what's playing on the record machine, in the jukebox. Look at the cars, and there she is.
Awesome.
Strutting.
Yeah, strutting.
Power E minor. I should have worn my Freddie Mercury jacket so I could. It's the only leather jacket I have. hat how you need to. She could tell it wouldn't be long until he'd be with her. That's why she loves rock and roll. It's the story of a hookup, right? If you really break it down.
Right.
It's how dating worked before smartphone and apps. You hang out by the jukebox long enough.
Picking up someone in a bar.
And Joan will come and take you home, sounds like. Take you home.
You know, if you're the right person.
And just a solid rock and roll with the backbeat, right? With the clap on the backbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Back when
Like the fists. I mean, I'm doing the fist thing with the people in the crowd there.
You go with it. Not only was it a time when...
Pump your fist, man.
Oh, we gotta listen to the solo. Ooh, that was cool. Last time I tried doing that at the bar, they kicked me out.
Doing what? Dance on the bar?
Yeah, maybe there's a weight limit.
Come on.
Height limit, maybe.
I would pay a lot of money to see you dance up on a bar. I think that'd be amazing.
I think I need to see you sing I Love Rock and Roll.
Are you gonna sing with me?
5.
You gonna sing with me? See, it keeps going. Trick it.
Just a danceable tune, right?
Oh, totally.
You know, before swipe left and swipe right, this is how you had to meet people. It's the people that had the best moves, you know?
That's right. That's kind of how, that's kind of how it
The
works.
jukebox was where it was at, you know?
Everyone kind of is there and dancing and partying, and then, the feeling kind of goes away, and off you go.
Wonderful.
Where in the city was that?
I'm not sure.
What I would like to
I'm not
know.
sure. I don't know where that was filmed, but that was pretty cool.
Man,
It kind
we gotta look that
of
up.
showed us the story and everything, didn't it?
I'm sure folks will tell us in comments.
Yeah,
So I guarantee there's some people
you
who know.
wanted to do that one, but we also, since
Thought
that
it would
was
be fun to do that.
such a short one, we thought
The one I really wanted to do is the next one.
So why? Why did you really? Tell me why.
Because I've sung it. I've not sung it. I have shout sung it with friends, and it's just a really.
Well, I hope that I was
really-
never the person on the end of the feelings.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
But boy, I mean.
Before people, that's what you do.
I have shout sung this song with feeling.
It's kind of
I'm
an
telling
empowering
you,
tune, isn't
with
it?
feeling.
Okay.
Shout song with
So
feeling.
I Hate Myself for Loving You. It's the lead single from their 6th album,
May I
which
swear,
is called.
It's a fucking great song.
It's okay.
It's just, yeah.
It's a
Keep
colorful
going. I'm
metaphor
sorry.
from
I'm
Megan.
sorry. Keep
The
going.
lead single from their 6th album, which was called Up Your Alley, released in 1988. So we get later in the decade, and that's see, you're a couple years older than me, so when it came out, you probably would have been just really going for it, as a preteen.
I mean,
Early teenager.
1988.
88. You would have been what, like 13?
Well, it depends on when it came
Yeah.
out, but yeah, 12 or 13.
There you go.
So, I'm not sure how. I know it was on my radar then, but
Like high school and college.
but really when
There you go.
So
Where the last one was a cover, this one was co-written by Joan Jett with Desmond Child, who also produced the track. So we've got this, by the time we get to 1988, Joan and Ricky are still leading the band here. Kasim Sutton is now on bass and backing vocals, and Tommy Price is now on the drums. They brought in Ronnie Lawson on keyboards for this, and Mick Tyler Taylor, formerly of the Rolling Stones, gives us the guitar solo in this one.
Okay.
Although I'm not sure. I think this is the video for this. I'm not sure if Mick is in the video or not, and I'm not even sure if I know what Mick looks like. But there you go. So this is a song about a woman whose guy is cheating on her, and she nevertheless continues to be drawn to him, and she is not happy about it.
Yeah.
So she wrote a song about it.
Yeah.
She hates herself for loving you.
I mean,
it's pretty straightforward, friends.
You can, but that's the thing though, that you can be in love with somebody who does you wrong or who hurts you, and you can be incredibly angry, pissed off, and you know that it's the right thing to break it off with them, but just because that happens and just because you're angry does not mean the love just stops, right?
Yeah, the heart is drawn to where the heart is drawn.
That's kind of like this moment where I'm really pissed off at you.
Okay.
And you were terrible to me.
So let's check this one out, y'all. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, I Hate Myself for Loving You.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Ready.
Off we go. Here she is later in the decade with bigger hair. Okay. And tighter pants.
Yes.
There she goes. Same key, by the way. E minor again. Subtonic. It's back to E, right? Classic, just power rock, glam rock, right? Four chord, major four chord, which will make a Dorian. To the 5. G to A. Okay, so just the relative major, lift the B, the 5. Arena anthem, right? It's meant for like 50,000 people to be screaming at the top of their lungs, right? Another classic rock with the beat off.
Oh God, can you imagine? Like, to see it live would be incredible.
The thing that I'm noticing about both of these songs that makes them so sturdy is that they're built in pentatonic minor, melodically, right? You take the octave and you do it over 5 notes instead of 7. And when you do that, you take away the dissonance, the harsh dissonance, the minor seconds. And so you can do riffs on the melody, you can pick different parts of it, and everything works because there's no harsh dissonance.
Right.
You can do it up, you can do it down, you can pour loving you, right? It just depends on which one you're going to go to. All of them work. If you're a young person, like a Gen Z person watching this, just your grandparents could rock and roll. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Just ask Grandma how it was. Got a breakdown. By the end of the song, you know what she's talking about, right?
Oh my God.
It's a pretty upbeat song for somebody who's into self-loathing, you know?
into self-loathing? That's what you're taking away from this?
No, that was just a joke that landed badly. So, apologies, y'all.
Oh, you're so funny.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, both of those songs are in E. And if you go back to I Love Rock and Roll, the riff that goes right down, the little background riff, the little electric guitar, that's just right from an E down to an E pentatonic minor scale. Just right down. It's so interesting how you can build so many pliable, great tunes and progressions from that very sturdy scale formation.
True.
So true. It's not complicated music. You know, it's not meant to try to fool you.
Right.
It is meant to be empowering with you. You know, so sometimes musical styles differ depending on the specific outlet that it's designed to go and serve, you know? So it doesn't have to be complicated to be kick-ass, y'all.
Well,
I say that all the time.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, everyone can you know, there are a lot of people who love rock and roll, and when there's a song that's so straightforward and just, like, powerful like that, you know, it is like everyone gather around, you know, and these are songs you can shout, sing,
some of the grooviest songs,
party and move to, and that means a lot. You know, it doesn't have to be super complicated either musically or even lyrically to be powerful and to be like a people gatherer, and everyone can like rally around that, you know.
I'm remembering back to when we were in February when we were doing Black History Month and celebrating that all month, and some of the grooviest tunes were one chord.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
straightforward.
Just emoting on a chord for a while, and that's sometimes all you need.
Yeah.
As we have said, March is International Women's Month,
yes.
And one of the things that we like about Joan is that she, over the years, has been outspoken in her lyrics and in her music and in her activism just for empowerment in general. For everybody, but specifically for girls and for ladies. And she hasn't been extremely prolific,
right?
You know, or out front as some others. But when she,
think like Chrissy Hynde, which we almost did today.
But boy, when she speaks up, people listen, and she's quite. Yeah. She shows her intensity, her fearlessness. And when I was reading in on all of this today, I happened upon a quote from her on this topic. And she says that girls tend to see these defined roles that they're supposed to follow in life. But when I was a young child, my parents told me that I could be anything. That's really cool. I think I was born strong-willed. That's not the kind of thing that you can easily learn. The advantage is that if you stick to what you believe in, you rarely get pushed out of what you want to do or what you intend to do, right? So if you've got that self-purpose and that strong self-image and that drive, then you can work with people instead of having these distractions come and get you off course.
It was true then, and it's still true now that there are a lot of girls who are not brought up that way.
Sure.
And
you know,
and it's hard to be tough and strong. And I'm not going to dive off into that because that's there's a lot to talk about in that regard. But it's so awesome to have. I don't really know a whole lot about Joan Jett. I don't know a whole lot about her personal life and that kind of thing. But to hear that quote and to see a woman who is a great musician, like awesome rock and roll voice, at the front of a band, leading a band,
Kicking ass and taking names.
Kicking ass and taking names.
There you go.
And singing lyrics like this and speaking out like that and that quote, like that's someone who the more people like that, the more I'm just speaking as a woman and talking about women and girls, and the more girls and women who are like that, who go for it. And it's so awesome to see that. I kind of wish I could have seen more of that when I was growing up.
Well,
But
the thing
anyway.
that's interesting about what she's singing about are things that girls are typically told that they shouldn't feel or shouldn't do, right? She's talking in the first song about being the aggressor.
Sure.
Like, she's the one that picks the guy out by the jukebox and goes over and takes him home.
Yeah.
Right? And in the second song, the guy's doing her wrong, but she, is she going to be the woman who stands by her man? She's like, no, you like, she names it, right? She gets right out in front of it. So,
I mean, you could look at it this way. She's at least expressing and like being honest with herself about what she's feeling.
For sure.
I still love you and I hate myself for that. And the more she thinks about it, and the more she sings about it, and the more she works through that, then she'll get to the point where she's had fucking enough, you know?
It's great. They're great songs, and they endure. Because as long as there are relationships between people, there are going to be people that need to scream these at the top of their lungs.
This is what I'm saying.
So
not just girls and women, but any person, gendered or non-gendered. Yeah, it's
but
awesome.
a fun way to finish out a Woman Wednesday during International Women's Month, featuring a couple of tunes from Joan Jett. Thanks, y'all, for being with us. This has been fun.
Yeah.
We will see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.